Hello and welcome to Tabletop Odyssey. My name is Jay. I'm joined by Richard. How are you today?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Now we're going to be doing a battle report of Star Wars Legion. So yeah, we're going to be doing a battle report. Richard has very kindly travelled from, North Wales, an hour and a bit to my house. Very much looking forward to the game. You are the, let's say moderator. But
I am the moderator of the Star Wars Legion UK group on Facebook.
The secret supreme leader, I like to call him. Yeah. And if you're not already on that group, I definitely recommend you go on that. I'm on that. You should go and check it out.
Yeah, we talk all things Legion, share ideas, all the posts about the upcoming units and events that are going on. Everything Legion based in the UK, obviously. It's
a nice community, and I'm on there, and you should definitely join. And today we're doing our first Imperial matchup for the channel, Imperial mirror matchup for the channel, and I'm looking forward to it. I've got the tank, you've got 2 unit of Death Troopers.
Yeah, it's looking to be a bit interesting. 2 units of Death Troopers, lots of
Krennic Veers,
matching units. Slight variances here and there, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep, so we'll run through the list and then we'll start the battle, because that's what we do in the battle report. If at the end of the video you like, press like, and if you're not already subscribed, sorry your life. Come on. So we're going to look straight at my list. I am rocking Veers and Bubba. Then I have 2 units of DLT Stormtroopers, a unit of Flame Snowtroopers, a DLT unit, a Death Trooper unit with a DLT guy in it, 2 snipers, and the new GAWv W25 whatever tank. I'm literally just rocking a pilot on that who surges to hit. But yeah, it's not a massive list, but you know, I've got a couple of big threats in there, so we'll see how it goes. So Richard's list, we've got Krennic and Veers. It's a classic list. We've got 2 DLT troopers, stormtroopers, both with the leader. We also have a flame trooper unit with the great leader, 2 snipers, so we've got the same number of snipers. And then this is where the pain really starts. 2 units of Death Troopers, both with the DLT, or have you got the compel leader?
Both DLT.
Both with the DLT leader in them, so not the leader, DLT gun upgrade. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. We'll get on with the missions and the objectives and stuff, and we'll see where we go. So these were the options we could pick from. Spoiler alert, we've actually already dummied through this, and I'll tell you what happens. So basically it's Rich to pick first, and
I'm straight up abstaining,
and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to abstain, and then the bold move,
get rid of breakthrough,
and then I was like, no, we'll just play it the way it is. So we're actually going to play key positions, clear conditions, and advanced positions, so everybody's going to get like Scout 1. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So this is the board from left to right. I'll just show you the whole holistic view, and then I'll talk a bit more about where we've put our stuff. So Rich has put his key position there. Obviously the middle one is just the entirety of this bunker. My key position is this here, which we're classing as difficult terrain but light cover. The trees over there we're saying is heavy cover. Deployment wise, we'll go left to right as well. We've got Veers on his own over here, but he's got a nice view to everybody over yonder. Got a unit of stormtroopers with DLT behind this, which obviously is the key position, so it's just probably going to sit there all day. Over there we've got DLT on the left and then Death Troopers on the right. Krennic over there just sort of in the middle trying to give out his courage bubble, I guess. He's got compel as well, so that'll be interesting. Death Troopers there. Just behind the bunker there is the unit of Flame Troopers, and then you can see the 2 sniper teams over there. That's Rich's deployment. Mine, well, if you bring a tank, I might as well do it. That was the whole goal. I've put the tank here. I've got the Flame Troopers in there. And then we have a little bit of a cluster around here with the Stormtroopers and with the DLT Stormtrooper there with Veers. Stormtrooper unit there. This is my leader, so I'm not quite touching this, but I'm obviously going to touch that next turn. That's my key position. 1 unit of sniper here behind this tree. This guy's pretty much out of line of sight of most things, so I'm pretty happy there. In the bushes over yond, which is heavy cover, we've got the Death Troopers, and then in the glowing sunlight we've got a unit of snipers there. However, that unit of sniper probably going to die from that unit of snipers, so that's the board as it is. We're ready, I think, for command cards. I think we might be doing the same thing, but you never know. You never know. Could see an Annihilation Rooms. I've gone with Veers' classic maximum firepower. And we have gone up with Voracious, what's it called? I don't even know what it's called. Basically,
Ambition,
you get to pick several, like 3 tokens randomly, and then you get to see them and then pick them as you want. And because he's Krennic, yeah, he's going first. Krennic is going first. So yeah, we'll come back when the first move is happening. So Rich took his Voracious Ambition or whatever it's called, got using Veers and just doing a double move to get to the terrain there. So I will probably randomly select, or maybe I won't, because I think I'm actually going to take Veers, and Veers is going to shoot at the sniper team that he can see both of. It is going to be heavy cover, that's going to go down to light, but yeah, I'll get my dice. So Veers is going to shoot the sniper team. He's in a heavy cover, that's going to go down to light cover. We're using Rich's dice tray here, so I need at least 2 to kill 1, but then obviously he gets his save and that kind of stuff. Or you could just roll all 4. Sometimes you can just roll all 4. One's going to go away for cover.
It's gone away, yeah.
But yeah, it's rare white dice.
White dice, but surge to defence. Yes.
Surge to defence.
Got one. So both dead, unfortunately.
Both dead, unfortunately. So I'm happy with that one because that sniper team was going to be a bit of a pain in the bum. And did you say your missus made this? Am I incorrect or correct? She did. And the dice and the order token bag. So. Cool. With Veers' second action, he's just going to give... well, technically, that should have been at the end. So at the start, I'll give 2 aim tokens to them, and then I'll do the shot. Obviously, I messed it up, but I don't think Rich will hate me too much.
No, you're fine.
So Rich has randomly selected car troopers. He's going to take his snow troopers. Obviously, it's a bit too risky to go this side, so considering that's where the entirety of my army is. So he's coming around this way, just going to double move up, and... it's probably going to touch the terrain, not that it really matters too much. The Fanta shot is in the way, but yeah, you can see the hill here is just blocking line of sight there. Cool shot though. So that's the end of that. I will probably randomly select. So I randomly selected and got a car trooper unit. I can't get to a shot here even with the DLT, so I'm just going to double move. Obviously it's a 1 move to there and then a 1 move to there. Plenty of space, so don't hate me. And I'm just going to stay out of range 4 of the Death Troopers, so they have to move and shoot me at least. But I'm in light cover. Rich with this unit here, obviously it's already touching the objective, so it's just going to stand by dodge if Bubba comes round. It's turn 1, so that's not really going to happen, but you know, standby dodge is a classic. So a classic manoeuvre here, pulled the core troops. By the way, I'm really hopeful I get this tank now before this core trooper unit. Now I have the exact same odds of getting it. Wouldn't be the end of the world because it is only turn 1, but I did sort of plan on, you know, moving the tank and then getting out. But the clever thing would have been to give an order to the tank, but, you know, I ain't a clever man. Anyway, so the second to last core trooper unit is just going to take a standby dodge because, quite frankly, I either move up and risk getting shot by the snows next turn or I stand by dodge, so there you have it. Rich has pulled these snipers. They're going to aim and shoot at my DLT unit in this light cover area terrain. That's 1 hit at the minute, but he's got an aim, so he's going to roll the second one. Oh, a hit and a crit, so it was no cover because it was light, not down to nothing, so it's 2. That does mean I have to roll because I could in theory save both and then only lose 1, or I just lose 2. I lose 1, but you know, I needed that roll basically, so I'll just take a Stormtrooper away, and it gets rid of some suppression will be I think on the board, which I think is the first suppression because basically I killed the unit. I've randomly selected my sniper team over there, going to shoot at the Death Troopers who are currently in heavy cover because of the big tree. If it's in heavy cover it goes down to light, so I need 2 hits. I'm going to aim. That's the wrong dice. I have been known to do that in the past. It's 2 black, I believe. So they don't surge, do they? Don't know. So I need to re-roll that one, well, because of the aim. Oh, and it's a blank, so it's just a suppression. And then
that's lost to cover.
That's lost to cover, so it's just a suppression on that on the Death Troopers. Nothing interesting. So Rich has taken his Death Troopers. He's got strict orders on Krennic or Veers or wherever it is, and he's just going to move with them basically. First move, and then maybe it could be a standby. Could be a dodge.
No, I want to get in.
He's double moving.
Double move. I'll get here.
This is some serious, dangerous position here for me. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't sort of expecting to go around that side of the building.
At least this way I've got 2 troopers straight on the objective.
Straight on the objective, straight away. I have drawn Bubba. As you can see with the movements already on the table here, he's going to move. Just be in range 2 of the Death Troopers. But I'm obviously going to make sure I'm touching this cover, so it's, well, I would ignore it, but if he manages to shoot back at me, then obviously I want to be in cover if I can be. It's 4 black dice with PS1, so any hit here will cause a Death Trooper to go down. Obviously, I'd like more than 1, but you never know. 2, so there's no cover, so it's definitely going to be 1 dead. So 2 red dice. I just hit the mic. 2 red dice. Oh, it's actually going to be 2 going down there. 2 Death Troopers down. Considering they've got the best save in the game, which is quite unfortunate there.
It's very unfortunate,
Unfortunate indeed. Rich's second unit of Death Troopers. Just going to move up here, and I think they're going to do a double move. Yeah, double move. I mean, the first one they wouldn't have had a shot because of this, because of the crates here. But obviously next turn, if they go before Bubba, then Bubba could be in some trouble. So thankfully, I have drawn my heavy support. I'm going to very awkwardly do this because it's one hand. I'm just going to do 1 move so that my snow troopers can get out, shoot, and basically have 2 actions. So yeah, I'm just going to do the 1 move, which is to about there. I'm going to slightly pivot, but I can't see anything because we've already sort of checked. So that's the free pivot. Now, in theory, I could shoot, but nothing I can see is in range 4. Well, the only thing I can see is the unit all the way at the back there, not in range 4. So I'm going to stand by with my tank, but I'm pretty sure it's not really going to get a shot. But there you have it. It does mean that when my snows pop out, they're going to be able to like pop and then hide. So that should be interesting. Didn't realise that actually I did make it into range 4 with the Death Troopers with the Stormtrooper unit, so Rich is very kindly just letting me go back and shoot. There's no point stand-bying if I could just shoot. I only get the 1 weapon because I've not taken any other weapons, and I'm not in range 2. So it's 2 red, 2 black. He's in heavy cover. Heavy cover goes away, so it's literally 1 suppression. But it's courage 2, so it's not really going to do anything. So just 1 suppression onto them, but he does have his leader, the deer leader. And are you going to take them straight away now?
So yes, I'm going to activate those guys. I'm going to roll to see if I can get rid of that suppression.
Yep.
And I haven't, but that's okay. I'm not suppressed yet. Action is going to just be aim and shoot at the tank with my DLT. I've got the impact. I won't have... So more than half of that.
Oh, say I'm not in cover, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm a big lumbering tank.
So let's go for the 2 red dice straight at him. Let's hope I can go for it. So I've got the impact.
Impact
so
1 though, isn't it? Yeah.
So let's get rid of that.
So
tank.
I have a red defense dice, but
it's just mad.
Yeah, this can cause a wound on my
hopefully
snow troopers, which is interesting. Oh, it doesn't. They do get the block, thankfully. Now, I'm pretty sure you don't get suppression tokens while you're in there, but we'll double check. So my special forces here, my sniper team's going to shoot that sniper team over there. I can only see the guy on the right. It's heavy cover, so I need 2. I'm going to aim and shoot. Well, I've got 1, so it's actually just going to die. So that guy dies and he moves over to the other guy.
Yeah, I'm just going to...
Yep, fine. There's no...
Like that.
Krennic is taken by Rich. He's going to just move around the building here at the back and then a second move. And I either have my special forces or the snow troopers. Let's see which ones I draw. I have drawn the special forces, which are the Death Troopers. So I'm probably going to move and probably not shoot. Now that Rich has moved all of his stuff on in the middle of the board, basically around the bunker, I'm just going to double move with the Death Troopers because he can't get a shot onto his sniper. So I'm going to move there. Then I'm going to move here. I'm not touching this second bit here, but then I'll go here just around. As the sun blazes through my blinds, which are meant to be blackout blinds, but I'm obviously doing a bad job, it's time, my last activation, so it couldn't have gone more perfectly, is my snow trooper unit. So I think you place them in base contact with your vehicle. Then if you've only done 1 move, you get 2 actions. So with my first action, well, the first action has to be the disembark, so I'm going to do that, but I do get to shoot because I only did 1 move with the tank. If I would have done 2, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And as you can see, I'm in range of the snows, and I feel like the snows are a bit better than the Death Troopers, just because there's more of them. And I've already killed 2 of the Death Troopers, and it also gives me more dice. So it's 6 black dice because there's 6 guys in there, and then 4 reds because I've got frag grenades. I don't have an aim or anything like that, so whatever I hit, I'll roll that one in the box. And they do surge to a hit.
To a crit?
They do surge to a crit. Not that it actually matters at this point, but you never know. Can count. Ooh, so what is that? That's quite a lot. There's
8.
8. 8 hits onto the snowtroopers here, so potentially very devastating. We'll see how it goes. Oh, there's not that many though. There's 3, so that's 5. It's just going to leave the leader.
Everything but the leader.
Ooh, considering that's killed the snow, that's a very important lucky roll from my point. Rich's dice very much below average so far.
Very much so.
Because steady actually triggers if you only do 1 move. So steady triggered from the disembark, which would be the first action. Then I get the shot. My second action is going to be to move to this piece of terrain here just to get a bit more cover from, you know, everything else on Rich's side. But then we're going to go into turn 2. To recap turn 1 then, I think like a lot happened turn 1. We're moving. Over here, not much. Just Veers and these guys staying close to the objective there. These Death Troopers swinging this way around the board from the left here. Stormtrooper unit there taking a wound, trying to shoot the tank, but I actually saved it. Krennic moving up, so you can see Rich is all coming this way. I got quite fortunate turn 1 to kill the sniper team, and then Bubba there with his PS1, but missing both saves, so killing 2. And then the tank flame trooper unit, I mean, the amount of dice there was crazy. Rich's unfortunate rolls being far less than half, which it should have been. So my tank just moved forward, did the 1 move, snowtroopers jumped out, flamed everybody to death. Bubba, he just moved forward 1 here, pierced everybody to death. And then on this side, my snipers and Veers sort of whittling down anybody who was over there, so killed that sniper team, and then my other sniper killed that one guy. So these guys haven't moved, Veers and the stormtrooper unit there. The stormtrooper in there's lost a guy from a sniper shot. My death troopers are moving out because they're very much not in the fight anymore. The sniper team probably just going to, you know, keep shooting, try and kill that other sniper there. And this sniper team probably going to have to move forward now because there's nobody to shoot on this side of the board. But it was an interesting turn 1, looking okay for me at the moment, but you know, we've seen things swiftly turn. We're ready for the command cards. I am going to go with the classic flame projector from Bubba. What are we seeing?
In return, I'm going to go for maximum firepower.
Maximum firepower. So it's going to be Veers and a unit of Death Troopers, and it's going to be Bubba with spray and blast and all this kind of shenanigans. So Veers is going to go straight away, going to spot her on himself and on the Death Troopers. Then he's just going to move up and, he's just going to blast Boba Fett here. Range 4, so it's all good. It's 4 red dice onto Bubba. There's no cover because I'm not in any cover. It's 4 red dice because that's what maximum firepower is. He does have an aim, and yeah, we'll see.
Sharpshooter as well.
Yeah, I'm in no cover, so it's all good anyway.
And I do have precise, so I can roll a bit of extra dice.
Oh,
so that's pretty good.
You don't need to re-roll those. That's fine. So 4 dice then. I do have the best save in the game, but we have seen some of these missed. Impervious doesn't trigger, it's only with Pierce, and the Pierce isn't on this weapon, it's on his default weapon. So, see, I just hit them all. See, this is unfortunate there for Rage, but Bubba,
he surged to defense,
he surges to the defense, exactly the same save as the Death Troopers.
That's just ridiculous.
Just 1 suppression on him, basically. To not hang about, Bubba's going to try and rally, but he's got more than 1 courage, but it doesn't matter. And as you can see what I'm going to do on the board right there, I'm going to move, get myself within range 1 of these Death Troopers here, and because I've got the flame, which gives me blast, it's 3 red dice, and then I'm going to use the PS1 gun. So it's 2 black, 3 red, PS1. Does he surge? I can't remember what he surges to. So he does surge to a crit, so that's 4. So that's 1 dead at least at the minute, but he's got 4 rolls to do, and it's not going well. Yeah, it's going to get rid of 1, so 3 going to die, which is just exactly enough to kill the unit. Unfortunately with the rolls, we've seen 2 blanks there, which is, you know, not an average roll. Rich's sniper team there, the one guy.
No cover at all.
Yeah, no cover. I'm suppressed. So it would have been light, but it's nothing because it's sharpshooter 1. He's going to spend the aim. So 1, but I get to.
So you'll get 2. Dice.
I get 2 because it's got the impervious. And he hits them both.
Yeah.
So he's That's not a wound, because I pierces one and the one thingy. So it is another suppression though on Bubba. I have randomly selected my core trooper, and I'm going to obviously take the snow troopers. You can see I've already moved the one guy. This guy's going to move to... Oh no, it's not over Bubba. Bubba doesn't die from that. Going to just move him to there, and then put the leader here. I'm presuming this is going to be range 1. You know, it might not be. We didn't actually check, because, you know, can't do 2 moves. Yeah, okay, I think that is range 1. So that's good, that's good. I'll cohere everybody around in a minute. I got my dice ready. No aims, no anything, whatever I roll. Which is 7, yeah, still good. Now, will we see some 3-up saves being made? 7 3-up saves. We've not seen Rich hit any of these so far. Well, we've seen the odd couple, but not...
These are all 7.
7, yeah.
Let's get all those out.
Statistically, we've not seen this as we should have done. There we go.
Hey, full save.
There you go. That's what.
Full save.
Yeah, there you have it. So with the grenade configuration, the Death Troopers are gonna shoot back at. They just got flamed and said, "F you, we're alive anyway." And then they're gonna shoot them with the thingy configuration with the DLT. They don't surge on the hit. They do surge. They do surge to hit.
So 7 hit.
So in a minute, that's 7.
Didn't need that aim token.
Didn't need that aim token, but had it anyway. Let me just get the dice. 7 defense dice then onto the snow troopers. Not too optimistic about this, but you know, you never know. You never know. Oh, it's going to kill 2. Oh, geez, my rolls are absolutely sensational. So only 2 are going to go down there, and a suppression. Oof, sensational roll. Sensational roll there. Second move from the Death Troopers. Well, second action.
Behind cover, and then basically just, you know, shove them behind cover.
Yep, they're going behind cover, so Yep, I will randomly select. I have drawn a unit of core troopers. This unit of core trooper, which was going to hold this, doesn't have anybody really interesting to fire at except this one guy. I am just going to move as far forward as I can with my first move, and then I've literally only got my DLT. But there's no cover, so it is literally just going to be what I roll, which is 2 hits. So it's 2 white dice. I could see this not being good for the sniper, but you never know. Oh, the sniper guy is dead.
You take him out.
So the stormtrooper unit there, we've done it a little bit off camera because it was a pain in the bum. Basically, they've done a move 1 over the barricade, and the reason they're cohered like that is so that the tank can't see them. The tank can actually see the leader, but it's out of range, so the tank's not going to get a shot. And then these guys are just going to shoot. I've got light cover because of the bloody thing, but suppression, but it's not going to result in a good time for me. Well, the light cover just going to get, so it's 3.
Gets rid of 1.
Oh yeah, 4. Sorry, 4. I didn't see that. I can't.
So you need to roll all the saves for your unit. So.
Well, they're dead because it's 3 dead. So,
yeah, so take them out.
They're dead.
Yes.
Flamers gone. I randomly selected and got my last unit of core troopers now. I'm just going to do a speed 1 over the barricade, which is plenty enough movement. I've already checked, and then I'm going to do a second move and touch the key position in the middle. I'm not going to knock Krennic over in the process. That's just an inadvertent mistake, but you never know.
I mean Veers.
Veers, I said Krennic. Oh, he deserves to die for that. Core trooper guy, the leader, gonna aim and shoot at Bubba. It's 1 white dice.
1 white dice.
1 white dice.
I want to get 1 wound so I can just get the.
Once the suppression, gotta re-roll it. Gotta re-roll it. Oh, hey, it's a crit. 1 dice. Actually, it's a wound. The weird thing that caused wounds. So that's going to be a wound and a 3rd suppression onto Bubba. Tank time. I'm a little bit pinned in here because of the terrain, but you know, whatever. So what I'm going to do is take the free pivot before I move. So I'm just going to pivot as far that way as I can. Then I'm going to move forward and touch the building, basically, because that's the key position in the middle. So it's literally just going to be a forward move. Now technically the gun is in the way there, but surely the gun's not going to stop me touching the building. That doesn't really make any sense. So then I'm going to be at range 4 of those guys. The sun is beaming on them. God is telling me to shoot at them. And yeah, I'm at range 4. I can only see the one guy, so it's literally heavy cover as well. I can't remember if they surge. I'm pretty sure I took the surge. I took the guy, so it's 2.
Because of thingy.
So 2. Well, you can only kill one guy, so
I need to roll both.
You need to roll both. Oh, you rolled both. So just a suppression. Core trooper unit over here, just going to stay as they are. Dodge, standby, whatever it is. Yeah. They're not getting shot at. Going to take my unit of snipers here. We're just going to double move as far as I can forward to this other unit, this other thing over here. Because, quite frankly, this unit has got so much cover blocking the shots that it's not really going to do anything here. So just going to double move to there and then take the move in and then, you know, shoot next turn. So that's the end of that. Krennic just doing a double move here, just from behind that building, just double moving up to these cargo crates just to get out of cover, but also still keeping himself close enough to the middle so that if he does need a mad dash. So Krennic's double move there. My Death Troopers are just going to double move on the right hand side here, just, you know, slaloming through the thingy, and then just towards the terrain here for me, please. They're not going to touch it, but, you know, I'm getting close to being with, you know, getting a shot maybe next turn. I've got the range 4 config at the moment, but yeah. Rich is out of activation, so I'm going next. My special forces over here. Basically everybody's just trying to get to the middle or the back point now. So I'm going to do that move, then a 2 move. Probably, do I want a shot? Yeah, we'll try and get a shot. We'll just go to that but not touch it. Just squeeze through. That's the end of them. I'll put this guy out of sight. And then for Veers, he's not going to do anything interesting. He's just going to do a 1 over the barricade, which is very difficult to do with one hand, by the way. And then he's just going to do a double move. He can't touch it because I've blocked myself, so he will have to move again. But that is the end of the turn. Let me do the recap. Yeah, it's going quite well for me at the minute. I've had a bit of luck on my side. Only the one Death Trooper roll really was the saving grace for Rich, but it was a long time ago. I can't really remember what happened. At the start, we had a bit of a ding-dong with Bubba. Veers tried to shoot Bubba. Bubba saved everything because he's Bubba. Bubba then flamed the Death Troopers off the board. PS1 though, but not hitting enough saves. The Death Troopers shot at the... Nope, the Snow Troopers then went, shot at the...
Flamed the deaths.
Yeah.
The deaths.
Flamed the deaths.
Defended themselves.
Yes, that was the incredible roll. And then the Death Troopers then shot back and killed enough of them. Then there was a second shot over there by them Stormtroopers. Not much by them Stormtroopers at the minute. My tank's just moving and touching the barricade. I managed to kill the lone sniper guy from the unit of Stormtroopers there. At the minute I'm pretty confident because I've got this one quite easily and I've got all my guys touching this. Rich, if he to try and take the middle, will need a miraculous run up to the middle, I think. But the problem I was saying to Rich is if you get bad dice early, it like cascades, whereas if you get bad dice late in the game, it sometimes matters a little less. Bubba's took a wound from the solo guy there, who really deserves an upgrade, although he is a leader. And yeah, I'm just going to probably just try and tank castle around this middle objective. Yeah, under the turn 2, going into turn 3. The command cards, I'm taking a bit of a weird one. I'm going with Whipcord Launcher, mainly just to try and save Bubba. And you've got deploy the garrison. I forgot what that does. What do they do?
So at the end of the activation phase, I can choose 2 friendly units that have a face up order token and issue them a standby.
Oh, so action. It's basically it's. Let me check this. I double checked what that one was because even hearing it, I couldn't understand it. I'm not a very smart man. So when you start the activations, after you've given everybody an order, you can give 2 units standby for free, which does mean they get to shoot twice if they standby triggers. Richards give the standby to the Death Troopers, and he gave the standby to the lone guy, just to annoy me because nobody else was really going to get a shot. So I'm going to take Bubba straight away. I'm going to try and rally first. Try and rally. It gets 1, so he's down to 1, which I guess is good, but I'm going to jump on the top of the building anyway, the bunker. The bunker, Imperial terrain. Just not Imperial terrain, Battle Kiwi. So yeah, I get my shot. Any hit here will kill this guy. He won't get the standby. He's dead. I hit 4 hits. It doesn't really matter. He's dead. He's got PS1. Oh, he actually.
Look at that good roll.
Oh, he had 4 blocks. Unfortunately, he's got PS1. Oh, that was just when you really don't need it. And then with my second move, well, my second action, I'm going to jump onto here, which you can see I do have the movement for, but with my hand is a little bit tricky to do. And you can see Bubba now, he's put himself in a stupid position probably, but he's on it. He's like, come to my key position, it is mine. And yeah, well, the objective's fallen off because I'm an idiot, but there we have it. Oh, the DLT is in range, but the Stormtrooper itself not in range. Krennic has been drawn, but he just needs to move so he can actually see Bubba. Sharpshooter 1, so it's going to be light cover because I'm currently in heavy.
So 1 red, 1 white, 1 black.
PS1 though, which is going to give me an extra dice, but we'll see. So you can just roll it on the table. Does he surge? I'm not sure.
He surges to a crit.
He surges to a crit. So one's going to go away for light cover, so it's going to go down to 2. But I'm going to have to roll 3 because of Pierce. So impervious. And if you keep doing that, then I'll keep saving everything. So that Pierce is 1, but I hit it with the other 2.
No.
The one solo guy is the only guy to have put a wound
At least he's got another suppression.
He does indeed have another suppression. So I drew my special forces. I wanted to move so I could shoot Krennic, who's now juicily in the open. However, that angle there, the bunker's just in the way. So instead I'm going to move to this guy. Obviously, I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. And then I wanted to be able to touch that, and I'm just not... Well, I should just be able to touch it there. So he will touch that. And that guy will just hide behind that. So that's the end of that special forces guy. But it does give me a decent shot next turn, perhaps. So Richie's going to move this unit of core troopers. Yep, you can move wherever you like. Yep, he's going to be into... Basically, he's moving into range 3 to shoot Bubba, who's on the building in heavy cover, but he gets all his dice. No aims or anything like that. Oh, it's not a great roll. It's 2 heavy cover, though, so it's going to just be a suppression, sadly. So I drew my heavy support guy, basically because I can't fit. At least I don't think I can. So I'm just going to pivot, move forward. I can't see anybody, so I'm just going to stand by. But I'm going to move as far forward as I can whilst touching that. Actually, no, I won't, because I won't get my arc. So I'll do that. And I'm going to very awkwardly block off the whole thing. So I'm going to go like that. But yeah, that, and then I'm going to stand by, basically. Or should I be able to do that? No, I'm going to do it like that because I'm not sure I can do that. Then I'm going to stand by. Veers over here, he's just going to move up, get into range 3 and take a pop at the tank. Doesn't trigger my standby because my standby is range 2. Yeah, it is range 2. I don't lose the standby because I don't get a suppression, but you know, it doesn't really matter here. I'm not sure what Veers' dice is. 3 white dice, is it?
3 white dice.
Does he have impact? No. Does he?
So.
I don't know.
Yes, Pierce, I believe. Yeah, Pierce and Sharpshooter.
Pierce and Sharpshooter. So none of that is really relevant. It's just 3. Fishing for crits. Fishing for crits. Could happen.
I could remove a suppression off any unit now.
Yeah, no, but I don't think anybody's suppressed yet. Oh, no, a crit. Nothing, so nope. Death Troopers then on my side. We're going to just move, try and get into range 3, which I'm pretty sure I can do. So I'm going to get into range 3. I'll double check if I need to touch the building or where I need to go in a minute. I'll just stand out in the open, balls to it. Balls to the wall. Anyway, I'm going to shoot a Krennic is what I'm doing. I'll sort the cohesion and stuff like that out in a minute. Make sure I'm in range 3. I've got no aims or anything like that. They do surge, so it's 4. No cover because he's out in the open.
Into Krennic, yeah.
Into Krennic because I'm a madman. 4.
Krennic only gets white dice.
He does only get white dice.
But he has got surge defense. So.
And I'm using my standard weapon here, not the range 2 or the range 4 because I don't have it right now. Here we go then. 4 wounds, he's literally nearly dead. Crazy.
Dead. He's got 2 wounds left.
2 wounds left on the Krennic, jeez. Death Troopers then are going to move, try and get into range 3, which is, we think that's going to be fairly easy for them to do. And they've already got an aim.
Because of standby from around.
And they had to lose the standby because they're moving. So we'll co-heal them in a minute, we'll roll the dice. It's the same shot you've just seen against Krennic, but I am in heavy cover. It's not as good as my roll. Precise 4.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, well, precise 2, so you get to reroll 4. Ooh, just an extra one, so 4.
So I do get surge to hit.
Surge to hit. 2's going to go away because I'm in heavy cover, so we're going to be on 2. And I've caused a wound and an extra suppression, which is going to be interesting. So it's 2. Well, Bob's going to be on 2 wounds and 2 suppression. My special forces are literally just going to move as far as they can and then get into the terrain. So I'm going to move. I'll do it off camera, but basically I'm going to do a speed 2 and then a speed 1 into the terrain. I'm sure, hopefully underguessed there, so don't tell me off. I can't find my tool.
The suppression, hopefully.
The Stormtroopers here just moving out. I'm going to DLT Bubba. He's definitely in heavy cover. It's range 4. He's just going to be 2 red dice. Crits. Basically fishing for crits. I am in heavy, so we need some crits. Oh, suppression is a crit. There's no aims there, so it's literally 1 and 1 dice, which he does not get. So he is down to, he's on 3 wounds and 5 suppression. I got my core, and because this tank is blocking me in, I'm just going to climb up. I'm going to spend both my actions and climb up. I was really tempted to do a crazy, double, like, jump up and shoot, but I would only get my DLT in, so not really.
You do clamber as well.
Yeah, I was going to, be a madman, injure myself, and then get up. So what I will do is I'll just do that instead with the, with both my actions. With my last 2 actions, the core trooper unit's not going to do anything. Veers has just moved up to touch the bunker, the key position. This is the end of turn 3. Rich is sort of swung out into the middle there to have a pop at Bubba. Bubba is in a bit of serious pain and suppression at the moment. But the tank, I've got the tank there sitting there waiting. Just climbed up, so my DLT units there. Veers is touching that. I've got my Death Troopers on that side, a sniper there, another sniper probably moving around there. Bubba killed that one guy. Everybody shot into Bubba then after I moved up onto that. My Death Troopers did 4 wounds onto Krennic, who's probably going to go back here to touch this now and call that a day if he's sensible, I think. And yeah, we're going to be moving into turn 4. Command cards for turn 4. I am going something incredibly out of left field here. I'm going standing orders.
Okay. Well, I'm going Imperial Discipline.
Imperial Discipline, so they get to recover, which does mean they can change their weapon, which I presume the Death Troopers are probably going to change their weapon into range 4.
They are.
Bad times for me. Krennic is going to shoot at Bubba. It's sharpshooter 1, so it's only going to be light cover. He's taking his second action to move, so that's actually just going to be a suppression because I'm in light cover. Sharpshooter 1, isn't it? Yeah. So a suppression onto Bubba, and then he's basically going to move and hide, so he's probably going to end up here. We'll do that in a second. I fished, and in fishing I had a slightly less than half chance, and I got what I wanted because Krennic moved. I was going to shoot, Bubba was going to shoot Krennic, but Krennic's out of the way now. There's no real point taking Bubba, he's only got a range 3 weapon, he's suppressed anyway. So I fished for special forces, and I thankfully, luckily, as the game is sort of suggesting, got my Death Troopers. It does mean I'm going to aim and shoot at his Death Troopers. I'm range 4, so this is my range 4 special weapon. Aim and shot, aim and shoot, no cover for anybody here. I get to re-roll these 2. Because of precise, well, I actually just needed the aim there, they blanked out anyway. So at the minute it's 5, so 5 red dice. Now we've seen some really weird variants with this 3-up defensive save, and we'll see if this continues. Can't get the dice out, it's very tense. Here we go, so 5 red defense dice, all blocks.
Safe.
So with strict orders, I use my suppressive weapon, he gets rid of 1 because of strict orders, that means you don't roll. And instead of shooting the Death Troopers, he's going to aim and shoot, not with his suppressive weapon, shoot at Bubba, who's obviously in heavy cover, but, with the aim as well. Gets to re-roll those 4 blanks, so he gets to re-roll all of the blanks.
3, 4.
Into, those 2 go away because of heavy cover, so it's 3. Now he needs several of these because he's on 3 wounds.
He needs 2 at least.
And he's dead.
Fluffs it all.
He fluffed it all. Bubba's down. Bubba is down. Veers is what I pull next. I'm going to put an aim, use spotter, give it to my Death Troopers, my Stormtroopers. Then I'm going to move as far up as to that tank as I can, so I'm touching it. And I'm touching the building. And, well, that's the end of Veers. Well, not the end of Veers, but it's the end of his activation. Veers is going to take his pop shot at the tank, needs crits. Got 2 hits, I don't know what the third one is. A blank, so it's not going to be anything. Then he's going to move, and we'll do that off camera because it's just going to be a move to the... Randomly selected my Stormtroopers on here. They've got the aim from Veers. And they're just going to move into range 3. I've got the movement to do this for sure. I'm going to move into range 3. Just make sure everybody can see. And I'm going to shoot the Rich's Stormtrooper unit that's yet to activate. I have the aim. I'm precise. 1. I need 1 dice. I haven't picked it up. I get to reroll 3, but I only need to reroll 2. And that's going to stay as 4. So 4 red dice. Just unit. Into the Stormtrooper unit, yes. 4 dice, 2 dead.
2 dead.
So 2 of these guys are down. Just whittling them away, and a suppression, which is going to be possibly interesting. He does have the leader though. Yeah. The Stormtroopers here are going to aim and shoot into my Death Troopers.
With Krennic strict orders,
Krennic. Yeah.
Suppression.
So it's going to be 3...
No one cares about suppression in my list.
I think I do. So it's going to be 3 white, 2 red with an aim. So it gets to reroll. Gets to reroll. There's 3 of them technically. Needs an extra dice. So he's going to reroll all 3 of these.
1, 2, 3. So
2.
That's a 2. Hopefully take out a couple.
Oh, takes out 2. Jeez, my dice there. Stormtrooper unit here then on Rich's flank. Well, my left, Rich's right. Just going to move up. They were out of range 4, so they've had to move. That gets them into range 4. And they're going to 2 red dice my Death Troopers, who are in light cover because of, the suppression. But we've just seen a couple of saves go down. 2 red dice, light cover. So you'd 1 wound is potential. I think 2 would be very, very unfortunate unless we get to see some crits. So that's 2 at the minute. 1 goes away for light cover. So we are just rolling the 1, which were blocked, but it is a suppression. My snipers then, they are going to shoot the Death Troopers. They've got 1 suppression, but it's not going to matter because of Sharpshooter 1. And it's 2 black dice onto the Death Troopers. And I've aimed. Oh, no, I might... No, there is no cover. So I'll leave it. Yeah, okay. Oh, 2 dead.
2 dead.
Pierces 1 away, so 2 Death Troopers down. That good because I just lost 2 Death Troopers, and now Rich loses 2 Death Troopers. Tank then, Rich is down his activation, so it's, to me, the tank is going to shoot the unit there, that Stormtrooper there. They're in heavy cover when I go over centre to centre and that kind of stuff, but I'm going to aim and attack. Heavy cover. They surge to a hit, so they're in heavy cover, so I need my aim, so I need that. So these would count. So I get 1. I surge to a hit because of my pilot, so I get 1. Which he blocks. But it is a suppression, but I'm not sure it's going to matter too much. My last activation then, going to be the Special Forces, the snipers. I'm going to move to where that guy is. Then I'm going to move to just the edge here. Can't really get a shot, I don't think. So what I might do is hide behind this, because I don't want to be seen just yet. And obviously I'll fully hide behind that. And that's the end of the turn. So the turn didn't go as well for me as I'd hoped. Rich has lost 2 Death Troopers. I've lost 2 Death Troopers. I lost Bobber in the middle, which was saying Krennic managed to get a shot off and hide. Veers is hiding there. The tank couldn't shoot him. And that was about it, really. My snipers, took some wounds off the Death Troopers. Yeah, Bobber's down and basically two wounds off the Death Troopers. What happened? We're going to turn 5 and 6, which we're going to probably see Annihilation loom. So I made sure everybody's in range of Veers, but 1 suppression's going to go off everybody. But it could still be a pretty bad turn for me. So I had the option of taking the one that helps me recover to get rid of the suppression. I think it would work that he would have priority, therefore I would win. Therefore he would put the suppression down and then I would recover. But just on the off chance, I've actually not done that. I've actually gone with suppression. Standing orders, sorry, we are in turn 5. I've gone standing orders. Are we going to see Annihilation looms?
Dun, dun, dun.
We are seeing Annihilation looms, so everybody's going to get 2 suppression as we're moving into turn 5. Rich is going to go first. He has control over everybody if he really wanted to. It's the Death Troopers are going to go first. They get rid of one when they're issued an order. They I'm going to use strict orders to get rid of the other, so 0 suppression. They're going to aim and shoot at my Death Troopers over here, who are only in light cover because of the suppression. But I'm going to get another suppression. They do have an aim, so they're going to reroll those 2 into 4. So 4, we need 4.
1.
I get rid of 1 because of light cover, so I actually need 3.
So you need to roll all these?
I need to roll. Well, yeah, they've got a decent-ish save, so one of them's going to die, and I'm going to get another suppression. So I've got 2 left. Straight away then, in return, my Death Troopers, I realised I should have got rid of 1 when they were issued an order, so we've got rid of 1, so they're on 3. So they're not going to panic, but I could be down an action. Oh, I've got 1, so they are still down an activation because they're still on 2, so I'm only going to get 1 action. And what I'm going to do is move behind this building. Don't want to get shot anymore. I'm not actually going to be able to touch it this turn because of the way I'm just going to go there. I've got the movement to get to there. I'm not going to be able to do anything. Just knocking stuff over with my elbow. It's a bit of a coward's way out, but I want to be able to use my next action to just, touch the building and survive, basically. So that's the end of them, and they'll only have 1 more turn to go before the game is over. Rich then going to go with his Stormtroopers here. Strict Orders gets rid of 1 of his suppression. He's got the leader, so he's not going to do anything. He still gets both of his actions. Technically, you don't get to roll. You're going to aim and shoot.
Inspire, I think.
Inspire. You do inspire 1, so you could actually get rid of.
After your rally step, I could get rid of another token off here.
For sure.
I had I can do that on that one next time. Yeah,
Yep,
cool.
for sure.
So, it's great for getting rid of suppression everywhere.
Then he's going to aim and shoot at the stormtroopers. They're in heavy cover. He needs that to reroll all 3 of those white. Going to get 1. Going to get the 1, which does die because it's they don't surge on the defense. So that's 1 and another suppression. So in a petty case of revenge, I'm going to shoot the one that I just shot. The other unit's out of range 3, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So the unit that just shot me, I'm going to try and rally because I've got 3 suppression. I'm not going to panic because of Veers, but I'm probably going to be down in action. Yes, I'm going to be down in action because I've got 2 suppression. I needed 4 to panic, so it wasn't in doubt really. And then I'm just going to shoot without an aim at the unit that just shot me. They are 1 suppression, so they are in light cover. And I've hit 2, so it's 1 at the minute. And it's a block, so just a suppression on the unit that already is suppressed, but it's going to be 2. So Rich's unit that hasn't activated the stormtroopers, I'm going to go for the mad dash. It's turn 5. He wants to get out of arc of the tank. So we're just doing the classic there, moving, putting extra model there. It's going to get out of arc of the tank. The tank is magnetised, but maybe the tank can move here and pivot, but we'll see. Yeah, well, you might as well get right up close to the building there, so we'll go here there. I got Veers. Veers is going to have to try and rally me, only have 1 action, because he is only courage 2, you know. Oh, he actually loses that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to jump up and roll a dice to see if I die. No, I'm not. It's dangerous times. I'm going to just put I'm going to spot that unit there with an aim token and not bother jumping up. I needed 2 actions really to risk jumping up. So that's the end of him. He only had the 1 action. Krennic, I think, then is going to be the penultimate unit from Rich.
Get rid of suppression.
Going to get rid of a suppression.
Of strict orders.
Going to try a mad dash.
Do 1, just to kind of get it here, and then I can do a mad dash in the next turn. And just hope.
Oh, what are you going to do with your second action then?
Suppression, just in case.
You could shoot my stormtroopers.
I can't see them. Actually, I could.
You could if you moved to the edge if you wanted to risk it.
Yeah.
He's going for it. He's going for it.
Got kill something.
Gotta kill something.
So I've got to get 2. At least all 3 on this.
Yeah, well.
So,
no, but it is a suppression. My special force is then over there, going to try and rally 2 suppression. Oh, he gets 1, so I'm not actually suppressed. And then I'm going to 2 dice it. I'm going to aim and shoot in Krennic, no cover. 2 wounds will kill him. There's 2, so he needs both of these. Otherwise he's dead. He's probably dead.
Well, one's going through anyway.
Yeah, one's going through. Yeah.
So I need both to do it. And
one wound.
Both
Krennic
surge to defense.
Yeah, and I'm going to pierce one of them, so Krennic's going to be on 1 wound left. Lols. Krennic just inspiring and then staying where he is. Didn't rally, but it doesn't matter. The tank then is what I have drawn next, although I don't know where I put the token. It's in my hand. I'm going to move forward, and I knew that was going to pick it up. Get off me. Basically, I'm going to move forward. When I get as far as I can, pivot, and just about squeeze there. I'm on my token, which I'm going to move. This is very awkward to do with 1 hand, guys. So I was just about fitting there, and then I'm just going to shoot into the unit there. I get my extra gun, the default gun, so it's actually 3 red, 3 black. No cover, no anything. 4 hits at the minute, so we need to see 4 defense dice. 4 defense dice onto this unit. 2 dead. Stormtrooper unit just recovered to get rid of the suppression, and I didn't even bother rolling the rally. Doesn't really matter for those guys. These snipers just going to try and rally. They rallied. They didn't really matter because I'd already inspired one of them away. I'm going to move, probably just so I can just see Krennic. Put myself there. I'm sure that's going to be okay, but I'll sort it out in a minute. Krennic, basically, if I roll a hit, Krennic dies. I have an aim, so Krennic should die. Yeah, Krennic's dead because PS1, reroll, there he's dead. So that should be all good. Krennic's down then. Yeah, but I think that's the end of turn 5. Rich is doing a mad dash for the middle. It's looking unlikely numbers wise. I've moved off the base, but I should be able to touch it next turn with my tank. I've currently have 3 touching it. Rich can maybe only get 2, so it's I think it's next to impossible, but we'll play it. We'll see how we go. Veers is still holding it down under there. Moving into turn 6 then, we are going to go with the command cards. I'm going to go with the one that lets me recover. Rich is going to go with push, so it's going to be Rich first, but I'm going to basically recover on almost all the units that are looking tricky. So these Rich has got the priority. This unit here is going to move into base contact.
And then I'm going to attack. I've got impact grenades and I've got my TLT. So let's do that.
It's going to be 5 black dice. Well, no, it's going to be 3 black dice and 2 red dice onto the tank.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. I mean, it would need 8 wounds, but you know, let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, and he's hit with everything so far.
Let's surge those first, and then obviously
you get impact 1, then you get impact grenades. That gives you 2. Impact 3. So I think it's 4.
4 in total.
Should be able to do 4. Yep, 4 red dice. Oh, nasty. Oh, he doesn't surge on the defense, but it is 2 wounds. 2 wounds onto the tank. I'm going to take the special forces there that I just randomly selected. Failed to rally, but they've got 2 courage, so I'm going to aim and shoot at the Death Troopers. See what I can do. They don't surge, do they? So that actually is 0 at the minute. Into 1, so it's just 1 Death Trooper dead because it's PS1. So Rich randomly selected, had a 50-50 chance of getting his Stormtroopers or Veers. He got these. They're moving up into range 1. They can't do a double move to touch the building because we checked. But he's going to throw some grenades at my tank. It's all the dice and 4 impact. So that's basically 3 because there's no surges or anything. Well, not surges, there's no aim or anything. So 3 onto the tank, which is actually 3 wounds. That puts him on 5. 3 away from death. 1 more for the resilience.
Yeah.
Randomly selected and got the tank. They're just going to shoot at the unit that's touching the box. I was tempted to just roll over them, but I think he did get to cohere me. So instead, I'm just going to shoot at them. It's 4 dice actually, 2 of everything, 3 of everything because I'm in range 2. No aims or anything because I'm going to move and touch the building in a minute. Didn't pick up the dice. 4. So 4 defense dice coming out. Could kill them all. I suspect not, but could happen.
Oh, look at that.
4 blocks. We didn't.
Don't forget, you have got your second weapon and arsenal too.
Yeah, I just used them both, don't worry. So yeah, I just pivoted and touched the building. Nothing interesting. Didn't kill anything. 4 blocks. Oh, upsetting. Fine. So Veers is going to just move a little bit, shoot at the tank. It's 3 white dice.
Still touching.
It's fine. I'm not going to shoot him. He's touching. 3 white dice.
And I do get impact because I'm shooting at your side.
You do. So. I forgot about that before, but I don't think it mattered. So impact 1 because of the weak point on the side. But 3. I'm not even getting these on the roll. I do apologise, but that was 3 blank dice.
3 blanks.
So Richard just said he's going to concede because it's pretty impossible. So good game. I think the dice there at the start was the unfortunate part, but we'll just go through the game. The reason he can't win basically is even though he's got 1 touching here, they've already been. These guys can't make it in, so it's just going to be 1. And I currently have 3 units touching. I've got my tank, I've got Veers, I've got the unit on top. These guys are both yet to go, so they're not going to get shot. So my next turn would just be that. And even if he dies, he's there. And if he doesn't die, I can just move to that. That guy's already been over there. So worst case scenario for me, it's probably
2 against 1.
Yeah, even in the worst scenario, these guys are holding the back and Veers is holding this one. It just came down really, I think, at the start. The Death Troopers and the snow guys just flaming out of the popping out of the vehicle, and no blocks on the core trooper unit and not many but on the Death Troopers, and that sort of sealed the fate because you have a bit of bad variance early on. It can sort of compete, spiral out of control basically. But it was a fun game, I think. Now I must confess, and we'll talk about this in the end of the game. In the last game, Rich sort of smashed me, so it is sort of revenge. But we'll have him back and we'll do another one. But hopefully you enjoyed the game. We'll do our outro thing, and thanks. So as a slight confession, when Rich was first here, I messed up the recording of it and I couldn't post it. And Rich beat me on that one.
I did. I actually did on that one.
Yeah, and the reality is I deliberately didn't put it out because he beat me and I didn't want to confess. But now that I've had my revenge, I
did have an ATS.
Yeah, that was completely unfair, to be fair. So it was a good game. I think, as I said, I may have mentioned in the chat, I think the variance of the dice rolls on the snow troopers and the DTs really didn't set a great precedent.
No, unfortunately, I lost a sniper unit straight off the bat. Didn't even get to activate, and then I just dice rolls in the first round really messed me up, and then I just couldn't recover from that. Unfortunately, I don't think I felt I had a very strong deployment and had a lot of bases covered. But
yeah, you didn't go the way I was expecting. I was expecting us to sort of fight on the right, and we ended up fighting on the left, and it looked like you had a really strong position there, but the tank and the snow troopers did the thing.
Yeah.
The snipers and Veers killing your snipers just sort of meant I had the activation upper hand. Yeah. Then I sort of just whittled down a little bit.
Very much the tank being the MVP of that entire game.
It's such a weird thing. I don't rate the tank, but like you literally in turn 6 nearly killed it.
Yeah, but I was able. But I mean, I shot at it with 3 units, and it wasn't going to die.
No,
it held its position really well. I mean, it was touching the objective, thus had it. And had covered a big kind of arc, so if I popped out and tried to shoot at it, I was going to lose the unit.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if I shoot at it face on, I'm not going to get any impact. I need you to turn, and you just weren't going to. There was no need to.
And I think Bubba at the start was doing a bit of work with his sneaky. I'm just going to pierce you to death, and Death Troopers ain't going to stand a chance.
Bubba making it life difficult for everyone. You have to focus on Bubba, and then once you focus on Bubba, you don't get to do your other actions. You lose out actions. You've got to aim and shoot at him, get him off the board.
Yeah.
At which point, if you're not touching the objective, you've lost.
Yeah, so it was a good game. As I said, you'll never see that first game because I don't have it, and it never happened.
It did happen.
Didn't happen. It did. Okay, it did happen. It did happen.
I mean, to be fair, you did get to do an ATRT shot into my snowtroopers. 12 black dice, and you rolled 9 hits. And then I rolled 9 evades.
So that never happened. That
did happen. It happened, and then I totally took you down. But
anyway, check out the UK Facebook group as the Supreme Leader. He's not the leader, but we're calling him the leader of the UK Facebook group. As I said, I'm there. It's a great place. Go check it out. Like, subscribe. Have a beautiful day. You can say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And I'll say goodbye. Goodbye.